Merhaba, yine de Troturko. Bir farklı bir yere gittim. Nereye gittim şimdi? Belki şanslı olacağız. Hala tutmadım ama sadece şimdi geldim buraya. Burası bir farklı yer. Birkaç kilometre öteki yerden uzaktayım şimdi. O yüzden belki şanslı olacağız. Bakarız. Hey, how's it going, Charlie? Charlie Windham. Thank you, thank you. Good luck from Wichita, Kansas. Ketchum, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just got out here 2 minutes ago and just threw the line in. Gonna see if we can catch a catfish or carp or something. How's it going, Bandit? Thank you, Bandit. I'm hoping so as well. We will see, we will see. Just got out to this new spot. Got a ton of rain, guys, tons of rain. So, different location though. I'm hoping we will catch something. We'll see, guys, we'll see. Fishing for carp, fishing for catfish, whatever bites, really. Whatever bites. Any fish today, asked Dozer? Bu sefer gelecek. Ya bakarız. Bence evet gelecek. Burası daha güzel bir yer. Any fish today, Dozer? Dozer, nothing yet today, nothing yet. But we'll see. So I gotta throw this in for bait, sausage. And then I have Nightcrawler as well. Throwing the 2 lines. Hey, thank you, Bandit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we're just gotta catch some fish, guys. But I think we will. I think we will, guys. Balıklar gelecek bence. I think we're gonna catch something. Let's see. We just got out here. We were out fishing a little earlier today. Didn't catch anything. Yeni gelen insanlara anlatıyorum. İkinci sefer bugün deniyoruz. Alright guys, so there we go. So we just threw our lines in. Now we just wait for the fish, guys. Just wait for the fish. Ordinarily, I would not say that this creek has enough water in for fishing, but we had a bunch of big flood come through. I definitely think they're fishing here. Should be a pretty good spot for them. Bronislav Vasile, good luck from Russia. Fishing always requires luck. Thank you, Bronislav. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate you joining us here. I'm hoping we catch something. Any minute now. Bandit asks, what have you gotten in the past? Catfish, carp. I've caught just about everything before, but at this spot specifically, this is a brand new spot, so I haven't actually been here before. I've been to similar looking locations. I've caught like carp and catfish, so I'm thinking those are the two species that I guess if I had to guess we would catch. I think I'm gonna get caught up on a log here. There's like a big log with something. I didn't want to get caught. Bag. Throw this back in. I don't have enough weight on there, but yeah, so that's what I've got before. Like I said, I think this is a pretty good spot for either of those. I'm using, kind of got on some sausage on one of the lines and then nightcrawler on the other. So those are pretty good baits to use for places like this, you know, for either carp or catfish. Caught anything yet? Asked Dylan. Nothing yet. We just got out here. I went fishing a little while ago, actually. shoot, I went out, yeah, just about an hour ago. I was out at a different location. We didn't catch anything, but um, yeah, well, now I'm out at this spot. Thought I would give this area a try. Is catfish tasty? Asked Bronislav. Yes, I think so. I like catfish. I think it's a pretty good fish to eat. Really easy to prepare. Doesn't have a lot of scales, so I like that about it. I've only fished once, but I can't remember what I caught, says Bandit. Hope you catch a monster, and flatheads are definitely my favorite to eat. Nice, nice. I've never caught a flathead before. I've always caught channel cats. Those are definitely more common up where I'm at, but this creek should have flatheads and blue cats in it as well as channels. We're right next to the Missouri River. This creek feeds into the Missouri River about 50 yards from me, so really close. The big river, so there could be pretty much anything in here. But my guess is probably gonna be catfish and carp are kind of the most common fish. But yeah, since we are so close to the Missouri River, pretty much anything could be in here. Bandit says, I've only fished once, but I can't remember what I caught. Nice, nice. Well, get out and try again. Try again. It's a lot of fun. Flathead cats are more rare around here than they used to be, but the blues are very common here and they get big, says Dylan. Nice, nice. Yeah, the blues are the biggest cats that you can catch. I know that there's blue cats in the Missouri River. Like I said, this creek feeds right into the Missouri River about, that's maybe 50 yards up is where it feeds into. I would go up right to where the river meets the creek, but there's folks already there fishing, and I don't want to be like taking their spot, you know, so I moved back just a little bit, but I don't think it matters too much. There's quite a few people out here fishing today, so I kind of had to find a spot where nobody was at. Bronislav Stilev asks, where do you fish? So I'm fishing in the state of Missouri right now. This is in a little creek that's feeding into the Missouri River. So I'm basically fishing in the Missouri River right now. Missouri is the second biggest river in the United States. I believe the biggest is the Mississippi River. Bandit says, I don't have a fishing pole. The reason I got to fish was because of a job I got to do. Nice, nice, nice, nice. Dylan says, it's been raining here for the last 10 hours, so fishing is kind of impossible for me at the moment. Dang. Yeah, where are you at? Yeah, we had a ton of rain here yesterday. It was raining almost all day, and that's why the water is super high just about everywhere. Yeah, we had a ton of rain. This whole last week actually has just been raining for the last like 4 days straight, I would say. And because of that, yeah, the water is super high up everywhere. Yeah. Tons of rain. It's definitely the season for rain around here. I think we got more rain than normal even. But yeah, ton of rain. All of the rivers, creeks, everything is super high right now. I'm in Alabama, says Dylan. Started raining at like 2 a.m. hasn't stopped. Okay, nice, yeah. Yeah, you're probably catching the rain that we were having here not too long ago. I'm kind of just outside of St. Louis, and we got, like I said, rain all last week, a whole bunch of different days. So Pickle says that looks like a good spot. Nice. Yeah, I think so too. I think so. Um, this is we're on the Missouri River, so we're pretty close to the Missouri River, I guess you would say. I can actually see where it connects, but there were people already there, so I decided to come a little further in. Mark says, I watched another YouTuber that got me into fishing in city limits, caught a 16-inch largemouth in city limits of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Nice, nice. That's a big largemouth. Good size bass, good size bass. Bandit says, what do you like doing most other than fishing? Well, I actually don't do a whole lot else other than fishing, I guess. Don't have a ton of time, so yeah, fishing's probably my biggest hobby, I guess I would say. Because yeah, I don't working quite a bit recently, so. I think you need to fish at the bend of the river, says Bronislav. Yeah, well, I'm pretty much, I mean, I'm not really I'm on a little kind of a creek that feeds into the big river. So I would go out and fish on the big river, but all of the spots I could access already had people there fishing. So I didn't want to go bother people, you know, that have already set up their stuff and are already fishing. Tried with a whopper plopper on edge of the bank, ran out of real estate, so I threw a red and black plastic worm and engulfed it. Nice, nice, Mark, nice. Dylan says, fishing is my biggest as well. I've been fishing since 2 years old and I just kept fishing. Nice, nice. Yeah, I actually really only got into fishing, I guess, a couple of years ago, and it's kind of my biggest hobby now, I guess. So, I haven't been fishing for that long. I did a little bit as a kid, but I didn't grow up next to a lot of good places to go, so didn't do a ton of fishing back then. The Shaker Taker, favorite lure. Favorite lure, well, it depends what's for, but I like throwing just a good old, like Senko on a Texas rig for bass. That's probably my go-to bass lure. And then for trout, yeah, I like throwing just little rooster tails for trout and stuff. Those are pretty versatile for like stock trout, that sort of thing. And other types of trout. Mark says, I like to wade shallow rivers and creeks with artificials. Best day was 25 largemouth bass. Nice, nice. I never caught that many largemouths before, but yeah, that's a pretty good fishing. What's your preferred setup when fishing just see what's baiting. I guess kind of the setup I got now, where I throw in 2 different lines, either with circle hooks or with like a hair rig and a circle hook, and just fishing for cats or carp. Usually I'll use like corn for bait, for carp, and then for the like catfish. So throwing bluegill is good. Great for channel cats, like whole bluegill. But also like nightcrawler also works really well on catfish. I've caught some pretty big catfish on just nightcrawler. So that's also another really good bait to use that I feel also kind of gets overlooked a little bit. Of course, the downside is you'll catch smaller fish on it as well. Bandit asks, what's your favorite fish to catch? I love fishing for trout. Trout fishing is fun, but I also like this style of fishing, you know, just casting out baits for catfish and carp. So I'd say like catfish and carp are some of my favorites just because they get so big. And it's kind of a relaxing way to fish. You know, you're not bombing lures all day long like you are with bass or I guess anything you're throwing, you know, artificial lures. Fishing with baits, just kind of fun, super relaxing, you know. So I think I'm going to add a little nightcrawler onto this hook here that I have the sausage on as well, just to kind of put both on, and maybe that'll help. Pickle says small fish can be very optimistic. I've caught my tiny fish on large rigs. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've definitely done that as well. You can catch some surprisingly little fish on big hooks. Dylan says, I agree, just a simple cast and put the pole down, get a sandwich and enjoy nature, can't ask me for better. Yeah, this is like just super relaxing kind of fishing. Rock bass put up a great fight. Yeah, rock bass definitely do. They're kind of annoying, you know, they really hit the bait and will steal bait a lot, is what I found. But yeah, they're good fish to catch as well. They put up a good fight for how small they are. So I'm going to throw a little nightcrawler on this hook with the sausage on. Maybe that'll help. One thing that I like about smaller bodies of water like this is that I feel that your bait is pretty discoverable to the fish. Whereas in a big, you know, great big body of water, it's less likely the fish are gonna see your bait. Here it kind of, if they're there, they're gonna see it. See ya. Hope you had a great one. See ya, Bandit. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. It's good. good having you on. I'll see you on another stream, Bandit. Also, a great way to find out what fish are preferring to bite on yeah, 2 different hooks with different types of bait on it, like different sizes. That is a good idea. So yeah, I actually have, I guess, sort of similar idea here. One of my hooks is quite a bit bigger than the other. I think I'm running a size 3/0 circle hook on this catfish rod, and then on the smaller rod I just got a size number 1 hook. Still big, but not nearly as big, and it'll pick up some of the smaller fish in here too, is the idea. Mark says, where I fish I get to watch bald eagles flying around in the Haw River. Awesome, awesome. That sounds like a great place to be. Great place to be fishing. I always love fishing in spots of great views. This spot, admittedly, you know, being in the woods and everything, doesn't have a great view, I would say. Other end, the people walking by on the bike path and everything. Those folks are probably looking at me like I'm crazy or something, talking to myself here in the forest, because they can't quite see the phone. That's one thing I always feel live streaming, is that you'll sometimes get people looking at you like, what are you doing? But Pickles, I used to do that until my $80 rod I had on the bank got pulled in. Now I'll pull them out when I want to bass fish. Yeah. I will, I've caught a rod once as well. And then, yeah, I've had a rod get pulled in too. That's what I say, R&R. That's what I say too. Good to see you on here as well. Thank you, R&R. Birkaç tane havalı tüfek video izledim. Evet, ben bir veya 2 tane var kanalımda. I have bell bottom boots just for the Haw River, so I don't cross-contaminate. I bring my friends, and their first reaction about Waiting River, you're crazy. Cross-contaminate, like the different rivers and stuff, I'm guessing. I've never, well, no, I guess I've done wading a few times for fishing, but yeah. Videolar gerçekten güzel olmuş. Evet, benim mi? Bilmiyorum ama sağ ol. Çok teşekkür ederim. Benim videolarım izleseydin. Güzel ya. Ben belki bazı şeyler yanlış söyledim. Çünkü her kelime bilmemiştim ama denedim. Eğlenceli olmuş. Türkçe videolar yapmaya eğlenceli. Özellikle 100 metreden taşan vurmak daha iyi. Evet, bir tane tavşan vurdum ve avladım 100 metreden. Ama onlar zor. Peki, çok yükseğe yükseğe tuttum. Ama iyi oldu. I've waded a bit in Crocs, pretty much about the same. The Haw River, gets polluted back in the 50s and 60s from textile mills further up. Someday it was purple, red, and yellow, depending on what color we did that day. Never was the same. Nice. That sounds like a fun place to go fishing. Although, yeah, I'm guessing it's probably a good idea to make sure you don't wade in there with bare feet if there's all kinds of crazy stuff. Although I guess if there's fish in there, there's probably not too many chemicals left, so you're probably okay, I'm guessing, Mark. But Luke Skywalker balık var mı hocam? Balık gelmedi. Evet, gelmedi. Allah. Bekliyorum. Bekliyorum hala. Hocam. Gelecek ama. That's why I only use one pair of boots for that river. Oh, okay. Now I understand. All right, yeah. I got you. I got you. Yeah, I can. I definitely. If there's a river like that, probably makes sense to go ahead and change out the boots. I'll have to look up the Ha River. Sounds interesting. Dylan says, I went wading once and I caught an endangered turtle and caught a ticket in the process. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. I have only caught a turtle like once. It was like a one of those soft shell turtles. I was able to let him go just fine. He seemed okay. Ran off just fine. Free dye, Wade wearing white shorts, free dye, tie dye. Oh yeah, free tie dye. That's old old way to dye up your kind of an old hippie looking wader. Kind of cool. İzmit'ten tavşana nasıl vurdum. İnanılmaz bir şey. Zor ama çok yüksek kaldım. Namusun çok yüksek kaldım. Ve evet. Vurdum. Ama genellikle daha yakın olmalısın. Sadece bir defa öyle bir şey yaptım. Genellikle daha yakın olmalısın bence. Teşekkür ederim bro. Turko. I caught a big snapping turtle as a kid, scared the crap out of me. It was flying back and forth like a hooked shark. Yeah, snapping turtles are, I would not want to mess with those. Snapping turtles are very, I've never caught one before. I've heard you can catch them. People will catch them like catfish, I guess, on like bank poles or trout lines, that sort of thing. And like with steel leaders and stuff. I've never caught one before, but I've heard they're good to eat, like turtle soup and stuff. I know people eat snapping turtles, but I've never tried them. 25-30 metre uygun bence. Evet, daha ya 25-30 metre çok güzel bir genellikle 10 ve 30 metrenin arasında çok uygun bir geniş. Haven't caught a turtle or any birds, amazingly enough, but this year I'm going frogging, says Pickles. Nice, nice. I've went frogging before. I've caught them using, I guess, just I've caught them on both a hook and line, although that's actually pretty hard, and then also with the like the frog gig That's a little easier, but still pretty hard. Tüfeğin gezinden ayarlısın. Ama ben galiba dürbün ile vuracağım. Evet. Dürbün güzel ama genellikle dürbünler ve dürbün kullanıyorum. 4.20 güzel yeter bence. Ama genellikle kullanmıyorum. Havalı tüfekle genellikle açık kullanıyorum. Dürbün bir sight kullanmıyorum. Dylan says, well, it's been fun chatting and watching you fish, but work calls, catch you some other time. Sounds good, Dylan. I will catch you later. Have a good one. Pickles says, tons of bullfrogs around here, and they're invasive, so catch is unlimited. Nice, nice. Yeah, there's all the places I've lived usually have, like a season, but they're usually pretty generous for the fishing, I'm not sure how Missouri is. I actually got to check to see what the regs are for frogs. Pickles, later Dylan Tightlines. Darren Doe says, hi from Canada. How's it going, Darren? How's it going? Knox says, how is the fishing? Fishing is slow, but I think it'll pick up. I'm gonna check my bait though on this pole. See if we have anything, guys. Let's see. See if anything stole the bait, or do we still have our bait there? Bait is still on, guys. Bait is still on. We'll try throwing it slightly different section. I'm actually gonna move it up. All right, so I cast it and it broke off. Attım ve kırıldım ipim. Biraz daha araştırma yapacağım, hangi model daha iyi diye. Görüşürüz, rast gelsin. Troll Turtle, teşekkür ederim. Çok teşekkür ederim ve iyi şanslar. Ama meraklıyım. Alırsan söyle hangisi. Ben Hudson model'ı güzel bence. İyi bir havalı tüfekle yapılıyor. maybe a tooth marker. All right, guys, so I broke off. I threw that in and it broke off. So I'm gonna put on another hook. I threw it in at a different location, instantly got snagged, and yeah, so that didn't work out. But we're gonna rebait. That's fine, guys. We're gonna rebait and we'll throw it in, give it another shot. Chum the spot. Nice. Yeah, I don't have any chum, unfortunately, so I'm also not sure if you're able to. I would think you're able to, but yeah, that is definitely a good plan though for carp fishing. For carp fishing, that is a strategy that I really like to use in places that you're able to get out there and throw like a can of corn out there. Do that for like 2 days, you know, like go out, do it one morning, go out again, do it the next morning, then go out fishing that third one at that spot. It's a great way to catch fish. Always a super effective tactic for them. What bait are you using? Asks Knox. So I am using worm, just regular old night crawler. Like, went out to Walmart, got the night crawlers, and yeah, on like a size number 1 hook. Big old ball of night crawler like that. Maryland Reckless Fishing says, "What's up, bro?" How's it going, Maryland? So yeah, we're out here. We're gonna give this a shot out here in this creek. So yeah, I'm gonna throw this in. Let's see. Throw it in over here, actually. Try a slightly different spot. All right, guys, we're back. Yeah, so we got this one in here, and then on over there, I put my other pole kind of facing that way on the other bend. Let me see. Knox says, "What's your biggest fish here?" So here, this is my first time on this location. So I've never went fishing at this exact spot before, but I thought it would be worth a shot. Usually I would go right out on the main river. We are right next to the mouth of the, we're right next to the Missouri River. I can actually see where this little creek flows into the Missouri. Usually this creek is barely any water in it, but right now it's a couple feet deep because we had all this flooding. And because we had all this flooding, decided to take advantage of it because I'm pretty sure fish are swimming up the creek now that there's a few feet of water in it, and it connects right to the Missouri. I would go right to where it connects, but there's already a couple folks already fishing out there, right on the mouth of the river. So I moved back a ways, but I'm only like 50 yards from right where it connects to the Missouri River. So there could be pretty much anything in here, because the Missouri has just about every kind of fish. Steel City Fishing. Hey, how's it going, Steel City Fishing? How's it going? Not catching yet, but I think we will. I think we're gonna definitely catch something today. We're at a pretty good spot, I think. And yeah, I think we're gonna make some catches. We'll see though. Steel City Fishing says caught 2 carp today. Nice, awesome. Well, I'm hoping we'll catch a carp or something. Small guys though, hey, fish are fish, and they're a lot of fun. That's carp fight. I think they're an underrated fish. They fight super hard. That's one reason I like fishing for carp so much, or because they fight so well. Knox says, my biggest fish is a 54 kilogram cod in the surf. Nice. That would definitely fight hard, I'm guessing. Probably tasted pretty good too. I've never caught a fish anywhere near that big, but that's awesome. I also don't go saltwater fishing a whole lot. I've went a few times, but mostly, I would say, mostly do freshwater fishing. If I lived near a place, like on the coast or something, that would be sweet. You know, get out and get to do some more saltwater fishing, but where I'm at, mostly freshwater, so it's a pretty big fish though. Never went cod fishing before. Definitely getting to the good time to be out here though. So I'm thinking the fish will come, guys. Check my other line. I might actually try throwing it back out. Let's see. I think I can move the bait around a little more. All our bait's still there, so. Also, like, I want to be in a spot where I can land the fish as well, because there's a few spots on the bank here that, you know, it looks like a great spot to fish, but if you can't get down to land the fish, then it's a little bit of a, not really a point in throwing your line out to a spot where you can't actually catch. Knox says, I subscribe, bye, have to go, see ya. Hey, sounds good, Knox. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you joining. Really do appreciate everybody that joins. It's always fun to go fishing with everybody. Nice day to fish. Ever go to Buffalo River, Arkansas? That's my favorite river, and I'm in Dallas. Best of luck, my friend. Hey, thank you, MD. Thank you. I haven't been to the Buffalo River, no. I would love to sometime. That's not too far from me, actually. Oh, Pickle says I floated the Buffalo. Awesome. Yeah, no, I've been to the White River in Arkansas, so the White River's what I've been to before. Haven't been to the Buffalo, but I've heard that's good too. That's definitely on my list of places to go see, places to go explore. I don't know, might make it over this summer. That's quite a bit closer to where I'm now at. So I'm over here in Missouri. So that's just a little ways south of here, I guess. Have you went, MD, have you went fishing in, oh man, is it the Brazos River? Is that one I'm thinking of? It's in Dallas, and they always catch the massive alligator gar. They've got some massive alligator gar fishing, I know out there, so, in Dallas. A family friend has 200 acres on the river cattle farm. Nice, nice. That sounds like a fun place to go visit. Yeah, I've definitely got to go ahead and give that a shot sometime. Oh yes, the Brazos, yacked that many a time. Nice, nice. Yeah, you wouldn't want to fall off in there. Not with those giant alligator gar in there. I would love to catch one of those sometime. That's on my list of places to go fishing in around here. Possum Kingdom is where the giant gar are. Nice, nice. I've never been there, but I definitely want to give that a shot sometime and try fishing that place, because it seems like a great place to go. I just always see on like YouTube and stuff, people catching these massive alligator gar out of there in like downtown Dallas, and you know, getting them on a rope and everything. Yeah, big place. Oh yeah, the other one, the is it Trinity River as well? Yeah, a lot of good places to go fishing for gar. I'm wondering if we're gonna catch a gar today. I haven't seen any floating around. Usually you see them. We have the short nose and the long nose gar here. We don't have the alligator gar though. Look up Texas Fishing Forum, a smack load of info from anglers in and around Texas, members since the 2004s. Nice, nice. Yeah, I will have to go ahead and check that out, because I always love learning what other people are doing and where folks are catching fish and stuff. You can take me fishing anytime. Like and subscribe. Bum leg, and hurts like. Man, sorry about that, MD. Sorry about that. Hope you get better soon, and you're able to head out again sometime and go fishing, because it's always not fun not being able to get around. But I'm glad you could join. I'm glad you could join. I love fishing with everybody on here on the channel, on these like streams and stuff. It's a great way to go out fishing. I always feel like I'm fishing with a whole bunch of people. If you want award-winning bass and crappie, definitely go to Forks, east of Dallas. They pull monsters out of that reservoir. Nice, nice. I'll have to look that up, the Forks, east of Dallas. Yeah, I know you guys got excellent bass fishing. Didn't realize you had great crappie fishing down there too, but I know that bass fishing is huge down there. Plus, it's a lot warmer than even up here, so you guys can go fishing for a lot longer. I'm guessing it doesn't slow down as much in the winter like it can here. I can see kind of where my line is. Something was kind of disturbing the water a little bit, so I don't know if those are like carp kind of rooting around down on the bottom or what, but the water is literally like chocolate milk right now because of all that rain. So I can't really see anything, but I'm sure there are fish down there. Sorry, back and forth to the kitchen, roasted a small pork shoulder. Well, hey, no problem, MD, no problem. I appreciate the comments, appreciate the support. That sounds pretty good. Sounds delicious, man. Sounds delicious. kind of tending to two different lines here. I have one here and then one over on just the other side of this pole. So I'm kind of watching both. I just realized I didn't have my net all set up. I may want to get that set up before we catch a fish. Makes landing things a little easier. Waiting on the fish, guys. Any minute now. Any minute now. Places like this are usually pretty good spots to go. It's not even 6 o'clock yet though, so we still got some more fishing to do here. Still got plenty of fishing left to do here. think that bell's a little early. I don't think it's quite 6 yet. We are still waiting, guys. We're still waiting. I do think we're gonna make a catch here, though. It seems like a pretty good spot. I don't know, maybe the weather has been what the issue is, but I don't know. It's super muddy water. But that shouldn't be a problem. I mean, I wouldn't usually think muddy water is necessarily an issue. Just threw one more line in. Or I guess kind of moved my line. See if that'll help things. There we go. Now it's easier to keep track of both lines, fishing at the same spot like this. So let's see. Like I said, this should be a pretty good spot, I think. I'm just kind of surprised it's been this slow so far, but I think things will pick up here shortly as the sun is going down now. So as the sun goes down, it's usually right at about the best time to go ahead and try. So. So I don't know what that was, but definitely something just, I don't know if that was a jump or what. It sounded like a fish jumped, maybe? I guess. Either that or it was like a muskrat or a beaver or something. That might have been what it was, but that wasn't too far from me though. I think it was a fish. Especially because I'm not seeing any like bubbles or whatever. everybody. If you're just now joining, see we got some new people in here. People are coming and going. But yeah, we're out here in Missouri, just in kind of outside of St. Louis. We're right at the mouth of the Missouri River, or right pretty close to the Missouri River. Kind of a feeder creek to it. We are fishing it, trying to see what we can catch. It's been a pretty slow day so far, but I think we'll make a catch here pretty soon. Been saying that for a while now, but this spot really did seem like a pretty good spot, so I don't know. We'll see. What happened? All is gone, says Bandit. Nothing new, nothing new. You actually missed pretty much nothing. Unfortunately, it has been a really slow day of fishing today. I don't know why, Bandit. Usually we end up catching quite a bit more on this channel, but yeah, I don't know. This seemed like a really good spot. It's one of those spots that seemed like, you know, it would have fish. And I definitely think there are fish down there, but I don't know, they're not exactly hungry for whatever reason. Oh, I saw a fish jump, a little fish jump. Hey, what's good? It's Bryson. You should remember me. Yes, I do. Had you on the other day. Good to see you, Bryson. Good to see you. We're back at it. Back at it again. Doing some fishing. Bandit says what? I saw a fish jump. I think that's what I was saying, Bandit. Something jumped out of the water. Almost makes me want to try throwing like a lure in there or something. Seeing what I can catch. I still think live bait's just gonna do better, especially with how murky the water is. So I'm gonna stick with what I got. Have you got anything? Asked Bryson. Not yet, not yet. Yeah, today's been super slow. I don't know why. I'm thinking maybe it must be the weather or something that is keeping the fishing this slow paced. For whatever reason, you know, usually we'd be catching a lot more by now, but for whatever reason, it has been a slow day of fishing. Slow day of fishing. I don't know why. I think it must be all of the rain we got. I don't know, maybe fish don't like it when it gets super rainy and floods a lot or something, but I don't know. It should be pretty good conditions for fishing. I mean, right now the sun still has like another hour or so before it goes down, but it's kind of later in the day for sure. And we're at a pretty good spot. I mean, it's got fish. There's definitely fish in here. For whatever reason, they just are not biting. How's it going, Bandit? How's it going? Last night we ended up catching some fish, kind of bluegill, but still a fish. Probably should have saved that guy for bait today, but for whatever reason, I ended up throwing him back. Oh yeah, it was catch and release pond only. That was why we had to throw the last one back that we caught last night. But a fish like that would make pretty good bait for catfish, for sure. So we got one last night. Bandit asks, what's the biggest fish you have caught? That'd be like a 25 pound steelhead out of Lake Michigan. So that's probably been the biggest one that I've caught. Yeah, 25 pound steelhead. The steelhead will get pretty big. I don't know what that was, but something just jumped. I think it's too cold for frogs and turtles still. Means that was either a fish, maybe like a muskrat or a beaver. Fishing with Kadra says, hey everyone, how's it going? How's it going? Fishing with Kadra. Darren says, any luck yet, bud? No, still waiting, man. Still waiting. But we haven't given up quite yet. We haven't given up quite yet. It's just been a slow day today of fishing, that's all. Been a kind of slow day today, which is fine. Would be nice to catch something though. I mean, I like just being out here and everything, but at the same time, it's fun to catch stuff, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely fun to catch stuff. Yeah, that's what I say too, Dan. That's what I say too, Darian. That's what I say too. It's nice and relaxing. Just nice to get outdoors sometime. Sitting by the river, just waiting for the fish. It's fun. Here says, Brendan says, waiting on this weather to get better so I can do some fishing. Nice, yeah. Well, I don't know where you're at. Did you get a lot of rain over there, I'm guessing? Swicky's Fam Outdoors sub. Yeah, thank you, Swicky's. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Big shout out to Swicky's. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Love having everybody on here. Miss my vision next year when I move back home. Nice. Went last night and caught 2 in like 6 hours. Nice. Yeah, it's kind of slow. I mean, 2 in like 6 hours. I mean, it's definitely takes a little while. I don't know. Today is just, this weekend has been a really slow weekend for fishing, but I think it'll start to pick up shortly. I mean, the weather's getting better, so I'm guessing the fishing should pick up pretty soon, I would think. And ton of gars. Nice. I like fishing for gar though. I wouldn't mind catching a gar today. I think it still might be a little too cold for gar up here, but I like fishing for gar. I like fishing for just about anything, I guess, but I'm all right with catching gar. They fight pretty good. They got a lot of teeth in them, so that's always something to watch out for. They just keep on taking all the bait. Yeah, they definitely do that. That's one thing they're good at taking the bait, especially because they're hard to set the hook on because they got such a bony mouth. Unless you set that hook right between I guess their mouth bones there, they can be super hard to catch. You can actually bend the hooks on a lot of my lures have been actually bent up by gars because they got that really hard bony mouth. But if you catch it right between the two bones in there, you can actually land them pretty good. There's also the trick of fishing for them with just rope. So you get a bunch of like nylon rope and fray it up, and then just cast that rope out, like tie that rope off to the end of your line. You can get them kind of tangled. Me and family just mostly around and had fun. Oh man, nice. Yeah, no, it's fun. I like just fishing, so it's always fun, even if you don't catch a bunch. Do you guys need to bend the barbs there? No, we don't have to. A lot of times I will, just because I usually like to try to release fish in pretty good shape. But yeah, here you don't have to. Most places you don't have to. I will say there are a few streams. I think some of the trout streams here in this state, you do have to actually bend the barbs down just because they like to try to keep their trout alive as long as possible. But yeah, not where I'm at today. No, you can fish with barbed hooks here. I think barbed hooks make sense, especially if you're fishing with bait. I think that it does keep the bait on just a little better. Keeps night crawlers from getting off and that sort of thing. I'm just using regular hooks right here. Our bait's still on there. Nothing's hit that bait yet. Thought I would check the bait, but what's your favorite fish to eat? Oh no, no problem, Darren, no problem. Favorite fish to eat? That's gotta be. I mean, I like catfish, but I also like perch as well. Perch is really good. Um, yeah, catfish, perch, walleye's okay as well. Perch is a little better, I think. Definitely has some of the best tasting meat, I think. Perch. Catfish though is super nice, just because it's so easy to clean. You know, it's easy to fillet a catfish and then fry them up, and they don't have all the scales on them either. You know, a couple of fish that actually taste pretty good are drum and Asian carp. So Asian carp are actually surprisingly good. I mean, I know most people are like, wouldn't even eat them, you know, but they have some really good meat. They're not like a regular carp, which has kind of that dark meat with a lot of bones. The Asian carp has a lot of bones, but it's got super nice white meat. They still ice fish here, still 4 feet thick, says Darren. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, no, we don't have any ice here. No ice in Missouri. What's your favorite fish to ice fish for? Never been ice fishing, says Bryson. Been ice fishing a couple of times, and it's fun. I mean, it's definitely slow paced, I guess, kind of like this, but you know, I kind of like regular fishing maybe a little better, but ice fishing, it can be fun, as long as you catch fish. Smelts, okay, so catching smelt, okay. And then trout, okay, nice, trout. Yeah, I like trout as well. Fishing for trout is always fun. There's no trout in this particular river, but there are rivers around me that they got trout in them. Some of them, you know, you can go fly fishing for, and some of them use just regular rod and reel like this. Never been after smelt before. I know that was a big thing. They used to have a lot of smelt, I guess, back in like the 80s and stuff in Chicago. I've always wanted to go pike fishing, says Bryson. Yeah, I've tried pike fishing quite a few times, and I've never been able to catch a pike. Well, I've caught pike back when I was, I mean, years and years ago, I caught pike. Um, and that was, I mean, that was fun, but yeah, they're fun to catch. I would recommend it. That was up in Minnesota where I was able to go pike fishing, up in kind of the Boundary Waters area. Boundary Waters National Park, like right on the Canadian border up there. They had a lot of pike up there. Pike, from what I remember, they were pretty easy to catch with just about any kind of like Rapala or whatever. Darren says, where are you at now? So I am in Missouri right now. Darren says, use a Red Devil, good for pike. Okay, nice. Yeah, pike are, I've tried fishing for pike quite a bit, but for whatever reason, I haven't been able to catch one in years. But some people don't like catching pike. Some people are like, we catch them all the time, blah, blah, you know. So I'll have to go on a trip then, says Bryson. Yeah. No, there's, I think pike live more up in the northern states, from what I understand. I mean, you kind of got to be up in like northern Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Those places got tons of pike from what I think. So I don't know where you're at, but kind of the more north you go, the better it gets for pike. Usually the better it gets for pike, the worse it gets for catfish, and kind of vice versa. Bryson says, yeah, I'm in Louisiana, so yeah. Yeah, you probably, I'm guessing you don't have pike there. Maybe you do, but I don't know. I don't think there's pike in Missouri, so you probably don't got pike in Louisiana. Lots here in Alberta, says Darren. Yep, yeah, that's what I figured. That's where I caught my pike. We're at, I don't know what Canadian province that is, but close to Minnesota, kind of bordering Minnesota. I don't even know if I do or how to, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I've caught them when I was catching them up there. They were biting just, I would throw regular old, regular kind of crankbaits and stuff out, lipless crankbaits, jerk baits. Darren says he's 2 hours from Montana. Okay, yeah, no, I haven't been to Alberta, but yeah, I've heard it's nice and great nature and stuff. I've never went fishing in Canada. That would be something that's cool to do, of course, I think. I mean, I know you guys got some really wild places. I mean, the US has some really, really wild places, but Canada's on kind of a next level. It's like you're Alaska, but that's your entire country, kind of. I drove the US for 16 years, says Darren. Nice, nice, yeah. I've never driven up to Canada before, but wouldn't mind doing it sometime. I've always heard of people going fishing up in Canada. Everybody likes going to Canada for fishing trips and stuff. We have sharks in some of the rivers down here, says Bryson. Nice, nice, yeah. We don't have, that is nice living in Louisiana. I'm guessing you guys got so much more like saltwater and stuff, so you can go catch sharks and other kinds of saltwater fish, which is pretty cool. I've always lived in the Midwest, area, so pretty much only fresh water. Never done a whole lot of saltwater fishing. But that would be cool. That would be cool catching sharks. Of course, in Louisiana, you also got alligators and stuff down there too. I think it's just the bull sharks. Hey, shark is a shark. I would love to catch a shark, any kind of shark sometime. I'm guessing it would be like fishing for big catfish or something. Just throw really big baits on hooks and throw it out in the surf. But I like watching people fish in the ocean and stuff, different YouTubers and stuff making videos of them doing different kayak fishing out on the ocean, and I'm like, it's crazy what you can catch out of the ocean. I don't even know the names of most of the ocean fish. There's all kinds of different ones. Darren says I did that. Nice, nice. Yeah, I wish I lived a little closer to the ocean. It would be a lot more places to go out and fish. I'm going alligator snagging soon. That's gonna be fun. Nice, nice. I've always wanted to go alligator fishing. Or are you gonna try to use a rod and reel, or go out? Like, I watched that show, like Swamp People, where they go out and catch the alligators with like the whole chicken on a. They hang like a chicken from a giant hook on a tree and everything, and catch the gators. I've eaten alligator before too. They sell it in some restaurants you'll find every now and again. I'm guessing it's probably like farm raised alligator, but still tastes pretty good, I think. I've always liked alligator. Darren says yes, love that show. Yeah, I would love to go out and try. They make alligator fishing look pretty fun. Rod and reel and a 45 Magnum. Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm guessing you're gonna need some pretty heavy backup when you're reeling in a alligator. I imagine it's not too happy. So that sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. Catch a big one. Catch a big one. Not me, no. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like fun. It's like, I don't know. It's definitely something I would be down to try sometime, but we just don't have any gators here. Which I guess is a good thing, because I'm always hanging out at places where I feel if I was in Florida right now, or Louisiana or whatever, on one of these little creeks, there'd probably be gators in it. I'm going for like a 5 or 6 footer. Nice, nice. Is that a good eating size, I'm guessing? Or that's still a big gator. I've never seen like a wild gator before, I don't think. So that'd be cool to see. I don't think there's any alligators in Missouri. Maybe, but I don't think so. I think they're all a little further south. My boss here is from Mississippi, and he gets lots. Nice, nice. Yeah, I would love to go out and try that sometime. May have to make a trip down south. Yeah. And I'm not trying to get something too big either. Okay, yeah. I guess if it gets too big, it's a pain to like clean or get out of the water and all that. So catch one of those 15 footers that are like 3 tons or however heavy they are. I imagine it's a real pain to get back to where you can get it all cleaned up and all the meat off of it and everything. Even a 5 or 6 footer is a lot of meat, so. Yep. They sell them, right? Yeah, I don't know. I guess they do. I've seen all that show they do, and then I think I recall one time when I was in Florida. I went there as really many years ago. Went to Florida, and I can recall like a gator farm or something. where they were actually like raising alligator on a farm, I guess for meat, meat and hides and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I would die. Well, yeah, you'd need a bigger boat. It's like that scene from Jaws. Gonna need a bigger boat. I gotta run, says Bryson. Hope you get one. Have a good one, bud. Hey, thank you, Bryson. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Darren says, what size is your line do you use there? So one of these poles I've got with 8-pound test, and that's kind of for channel cats. Yeah, then the other one, this one is 25-pound test. So yeah, one of them is 8-pound, one of them is 25. The 8-pound test line, I've been able to hook and hold pretty big fish. I mean, as long as you fight them pretty good, 8-pound test will hold, you know, a 15-pound fish, as long as you're using the drag and stuff. Let them run. The 25-pound test will work pretty much for anything else you can catch, and you can actually muscle most stuff in with 25-pound test. Yeah, the 8-pound test is a little more of a challenge, so you got to fight the fish a little bit better. But the 25-pound, I mean, if you really want to, you can just drag them back in with it. Most fish, I mean, unless you hook into like a 50-pound flathead or something out here, but it's more common to catch, you know, smaller channel cats, you know. 5-6 pounds being a pretty decent sized channel cat. Not a bad sized channel cat anyway. Yes, I usually use 10 here. Yeah, I feel that's plenty. Like 10 is plenty of test. No, I mean, I have the rod I was using for salmon back when I was in Chicago trying to catch salmon out of the lake. That was more like 50-pound test, or using like 50-pound braid. But braid is also, you know, a higher strength line than this mono, so you know it's thinner and it goes on the reel easier. It's thinner and stronger. but I don't like how braid is hard to cut. I mean, you usually got to use like scissors when you're cutting braid, whereas with the mono and everything, it's just easy. You know, you don't have to mess with leaders and all that other sort of stuff. Brad says, got the wrong part from my truck, so I'm back. Hey, no problem, no problem. It's tough. Yeah, tough. It's braid's definitely tougher line than monofilament. I like mono, in my opinion, says Bryson. Yeah, I do too. I mean, mono is nice. I also like braid. I mean, braid's easy to cast, and that's why I like it, because it casts so far. What I like about mono is that you don't have to mess with leaders, and it doesn't ice up as much. One of the problems I was having in the winter time was with my braided line, it gets icy so fast, and so it is really hard to use in the winter because it freezes so much easier than mono does. That is just easier to deal with, you know, like you can use fingernail clippers or whatever to cut your line on or off. So it's easier to I like braid for bass, says Bryson. Yeah, so braid's definitely, I like to use it for bass fishing as well, just because you got more control and you can cast farther, I think. But I'll usually tie a monofilament like leader onto the end of the braid. Just so that way I have an easier time changing out my lures. Hey, what's up? Release to the grease. What you fishing for? How's it going? Release to the grease. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Release to the. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? I appreciate the support. Be right back. I need to make my coffee, says Darren. No problem, no problem. Hey, we are fishing for catfish and for carp out here on a little creek that kind of flows into the Missouri River. So that's where we're at, and that's what we're fishing for. Trying to catch us some fish. We are using Nightcrawler and as bait, Nightcrawler, and then also some sausage as bait. I've had good luck with those baits before, so that's why kind of we're using them right now. And yeah, that's what we're fishing for. But it's been pretty slow today. I don't know why. Usually throwing a Nightcrawler in here, you know, in a place like this, you would think catch up a little better, but nice. I use sweet corn. I love using sweet corn as well. I've always had really good luck with sweet corn for carp. But I decided, you know, I had Nightcrawler, and I forgot to bring out my can of sweet corn actually, so that's why we're rolling with Nightcrawler, which I've also caught plenty of carp on Nightcrawler as well, so I think it's a pretty effective bait to use. Let's go fishy, says Steel City. Never fished for carp until recently. My PB is only 15 pounds, but they are fun fish. And add a bonus catfish like sweet corn just as much. Nice, nice, yeah. I've caught some cats on sweet corn too, but I've never been targeting them with catfish. But yeah, thank you, Steel City. Thank you, Steel City. Let's go fish. Start doing the here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Where you at? Thank you for joining again, Steel City. I appreciate it. They were slow today for me too. Yeah, it is a crazy slow day here. I don't know why. I don't know why. Must be. I think it's that cold front that we got came and just really didn't help things here. It's the wind. Saw the line moving a little bit. It's like, oh, maybe, and then it was the wind. Got rained out today, says released to the grease, but I'm in Canada. Yeah, we're a little further south. But yeah, it definitely was. It got really cold though. Just the last couple of days, even today is kind of cold. Released to the grease. I got rained out today. Storms here until tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, yesterday we had crazy storms. I mean, it was raining all day yesterday, all day the day before that, and the day before that. I mean, it's been like 3 or 4 days of solid rain. So where I'm at now is actually on a creek, and it's kind of flooded out creek, way higher than normal as far as the water level here. And the water looks like chocolate milk or something. I mean, it's just complete mud. I don't mind the rain, but no go for me on with thunderstorms. Yeah, probably not the best idea to be out fishing in where there's too much lightning, especially if you're out on a boat, like where you're the only tall thing on the water. It's like, yeah, it's probably not the best spot you want to be. We're flooded too, all rivers chocolate. Yep, that's every single place. All the places I was gonna go out fishing, I wanted to fish a few other places, but I was looking and I could barely find a spot just because the water is so far above the banks. And so where I'm at now usually has barely any water flowing through it, but now it's a couple foot deep and it's connecting right to the Missouri. So I'm like, I bet a lot of fish have swam up to go see what's around, you know, so. Yeah, because ordinarily there's barely anything flowing in here, but it's probably like 4 or 5 foot deep now. Alrighty, well, looks like they're kicking everybody out here, so I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream, I think. Because yeah, I don't want to get locked in here in the parking lot. So this place closes at dusk, and unfortunately, it's now dusk. So thank you, everybody. Sorry it's been so slow today, but I'm actually seeing them head over to where they're gonna close the gate, and I don't want to get trapped in here. So yeah, I will talk to y'all later. And yeah, thank you for joining. See ya.